Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try to organize your life, your mind still feels cluttered? Like everything around you is moving too fast, and you just can't seem to find a moment of peace? If the answer is yes, take a deep breath, because what you're about to discover might be exactly what you need. Clutter isn't just about the things we accumulate. It's also about emotions, worries, and the daily pressures we carry. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be this way. Japanese minimalism teaches us that living with less doesn't mean sacrificing. It means gaining more clarity, more balance, and more well-being. It's not just about organizing your home. It's about organizing your mind and creating space for what truly matters. And I know this message has reached you for a reason. Today, I'm going to share 9 powerful lessons from Japanese minimalism that can help you master your emotions and live with greater lightness. Small changes that can transform your routine, your mindset, and even the way you experience the world around you. Lesson 1. The power of empty space. In Japanese minimalism, empty space isn't a mistake, it's an essential element. If you've ever stepped into a traditional Japanese space, you've probably noticed how everything feels intentional. Nothing is there by accident, and most importantly, there's no excess. Now, take a look around you. Does your home have space to breathe? Or does it feel crowded, packed with things you don't even remember why you kept? There's a reason minimalist spaces bring a sense of peace. When you clear a space, you're not just organizing objects, you're making room for mental clarity. The clutter we see around us often reflects what's happening inside us, and when your home feels visually chaotic, your mind becomes overwhelmed too. In Japan, this awareness is present in everything, from architecture and interior design to the way homes are built to allow light and air to flow freely. These details show how your environment directly impacts your emotional state. Lesson 2. Less noise, more clarity. If there's one thing that steals our peace without us even realizing it, it's excessive stimuli. Bright lights, constant noise, endless notifications, cluttered spaces. All of it creates a kind of mental noise that builds up throughout the day. And before you know it, your mind is in chaos, and you don't even understand why. In Japanese minimalism, every choice has a purpose, including what stays and what gets removed from your line of sight. Neutral colors, fewer objects, and well-organized spaces aren't just about aesthetics. They help your mind slow down. Have you ever walked into a calm, quiet place and immediately felt yourself breathe deeper, feeling an inexplicable sense of peace? That's not a coincidence. Your brain reacts to what your eyes see. And if, instead of a clean and simple environment, it's surrounded by clutter and excess information, your stress levels rise without you even noticing. The goal isn't just to organize your home, it's to be mindful of the type of stimuli you allow into your life. If everything around you is constantly demanding your attention, maybe it's time to turn down the noise a little. Lesson 3. Silence also speaks. Have you noticed how we're surrounded by noise all the time? If it's not traffic, it's notifications. If it's not messages, it's the TV playing in the background. Even when we're alone, we try to fill every second with something, a song, a video, a podcast. It's as if silence makes us uncomfortable. But in Japan, especially within minimalism, silence is valued as a tool for balance. There's even a word for it, seijaku. This concept represents the deep calm that comes from the absence of unnecessary noise, not just external sound, but mental noise as well. People who struggle to sit in silence for a few minutes often find it hard to face their own emotions. That's because silence is where your real thoughts surface. The difference is that instead of running from them, you learn to observe them without hurry, without reacting impulsively. If your mind always feels restless, maybe what's missing is space for silence to enter. And it doesn't have to be anything extreme. Just a few minutes without distractions can make a huge difference in how you handle stress and anxiety throughout the day. Silence isn't emptiness, it's the necessary pause that allows peace to exist. Lesson 4. Fewer choices, more peace. Have you ever noticed how having too many options sometimes makes things harder instead of easier? From simple things like choosing what to wear in the morning to major life decisions, the number of choices we face daily can be exhausting without us even realizing it. This mental strain has a name: decision fatigue. In Japan, there is a minimalist principle that says, the fewer small decisions you have to make, the more energy you have for what truly matters. That's why many people there simplify their routines, capsule wardrobes with only essential pieces, balanced and simple meals, predictable habits that reduce mental exhaustion. This doesn't mean living without freedom. On the contrary, when you eliminate unnecessary choices, you create more space for decisions that genuinely make a difference. Less time wasted, less indecision, and most importantly, less mental overload. Lesson 5. Minimalist routines. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Japanese minimalism teaches that having a simple but well-structured routine can transform your emotional balance. In Japan, many people follow small daily practices that bring order and clarity to the mind, making the bed calmly, tidying up the space before leaving, drinking tea without rushing. None of these things take extra time, but they make a big difference in how the day flows. A minimalist routine begins the moment you wake up. Instead of jumping out of bed and diving straight into obligations, take a few minutes to wake up your mind and body in a peaceful way. In Japan, it's common for people to dedicate the first moments of the day to simple and intentional activities. Making the bed may seem like a small detail, but doing it as soon as you get up creates an immediate sense of order. It's a simple act that sets the tone for organization throughout the day. Plus, coming back to a tidy room at night brings a feeling of peace and comfort. Taking a moment before technology is another key habit. Before getting caught up in screens, news, or responsibilities, spend a few moments meditating or simply focusing on your breathing. This helps center the mind and reduces anxiety before the day even starts. Minimalist routines don't need to be strict. The secret is to create intentional moments throughout the day that bring more internal order without requiring drastic external changes. Something as simple as avoiding your phone for the first few minutes after waking up can already reduce anxiety and give you more control over your emotions. Lesson 6. Pauses are essential. We live in a world where productivity is glorified and taking a break is almost seen as a sin. But in Japanese minimalism, there is a fundamental concept that challenges this mindset. MA. This term represents the space between things, the necessary interval that gives meaning to something. In the context of modern life, MA teaches us the importance of pauses to maintain emotional and mental balance. Pauses are not just gaps between activities, they are moments of recovery and reflection. In Japan, the practice of taking intentional pauses is common and highly valued. These breaks allow the mind to rest, reorganize, and prepare for the next task with greater clarity and efficiency. Instead of working for hours on end, incorporating small, regular breaks can actually enhance productivity and reduce stress. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, which alternates periods of focused work with short breaks, are great examples of how to integrate MA into daily life. Silence is a powerful form of pause. In a noisy world, finding moments of silence can be transformative. Silence allows the mind to slow down and recover from the constant bombardment of information. Take a few minutes each day to simply sit in silence. This can be in the morning before starting your day, or at night before going to bed. These quiet moments help the mind calm down and prepare for what comes next. Meditation and mindfulness are effective ways to incorporate silence and pauses into your daily routine. Even just a few minutes of meditation can bring a sense of peace and clarity, helping you manage stress more effectively. Incorporating pauses into your routine doesn't have to be complicated. Small adjustments can make a big difference in how you feel throughout the day. Instead of following a rigid schedule, try establishing natural rhythms that include regular breaks. This could mean working in focused sessions followed by short rests, or simply taking a moment to breathe and relax between activities. Simple rituals like drinking tea, taking a short walk, or practicing deep breathing for a few minutes can be effective ways to integrate pauses into your routine. These rituals signal to the mind that it's time to slow down and recharge. Pauses are essential for maintaining emotional and mental balance. Integrating moments of MA into your daily life allows both the mind and body to recover, bringing more clarity and well-being. In a world that values relentless productivity, learning to appreciate breaks is an act of self-care and wisdom. Lesson 7. Appreciate the present. Rushing has become a constant in modern life. We're always moving from one task to another, worrying about what's next, rarely stopping to appreciate the present moment. In Japanese minimalism, there is a strong emphasis on mindful living, something that can profoundly transform the way we experience life. In Japan, mindfulness is seamlessly integrated into daily activities. From the careful preparation of a meal to the appreciation of a Zen garden, every moment is an opportunity to be fully present. When you are completely engaged in what you're doing, there is no room for anxiety about the future or regrets about the past. You are simply living in the now. Imagine truly savoring a meal without distractions, fully experiencing the taste of every bite, or walking outdoors while noticing the sounds, scents, and sights around you. These simple practices may seem trivial, but they have a profound impact on how we feel. They ground us in the present moment, reduce stress, and increase our overall satisfaction with life. Mindfulness is not just an individual practice, it can also improve our relationships. When we are present in a conversation, we listen more attentively, understand more deeply, and connect more meaningfully. Instead of thinking about what we're going to say next, we are truly hearing the other person, creating space for a genuine connection. Mindfulness can also be applied to work. Instead of multitasking, which often reduces focus and increases stress, Japanese minimalism encourages single tasking. Focus on one task at a time, dedicating your full attention to it. This not only improves the quality of your work, but also makes the process more enjoyable and less overwhelming. Mindfulness is a powerful practice that helps us appreciate the present and live with more ease. By integrating it into our daily lives, we can reduce stress, improve our relationships, and find more joy in life's small moments. Lesson 8. The meaning of small things. In the frantic pace of modern life, it's easy to lose sight of the small things that truly matter. We are constantly chasing after big achievements, grand moments, and major changes. However, in Japanese minimalism, there is a profound appreciation for the small things and little moments. It is this attention to detail that can bring a sense of peace and satisfaction, which often escapes us. In Japan, there is a practice known as kanso, which refers to simplicity and the elimination of excess. This doesn't just mean getting rid of unnecessary objects, but also finding beauty and meaning in the simple things. A classic example is the tea ceremony, where every movement is executed with precision and intention, turning an everyday activity into a meaningful ritual. This philosophy can be applied to many aspects of life. Think of something as simple as making your bed in the morning. It may seem like a trivial task, but doing it with care and attention can set a tone of order and clarity for the rest of the day. It's a small act that brings a sense of accomplishment and control. Another practice is taking care of the objects we own. In Japan, there is a deep respect for the everyday items around us. This respect is reflected in how these items are maintained and cared for. One example is the practice of repairing broken objects rather than replacing them. This not only extends the life of the items, but also creates a deeper connection with them. Every object has a story, and caring for it is a way of honoring that story. Attention to detail also extends to human interactions. In Japanese minimalism, there is an emphasis on the quality of relationships, not the quantity. This means dedicating time and genuine attention to the people around us. Instead of quick, superficial conversations, There is an effort to listen attentively, understand deeply, and respond thoughtfully. These interactions, though small, can have a profound impact on the quality of our relationships. The practice of finding meaning in small things can also be applied to our surroundings. Instead of constantly seeking new decorations or items, there is an appreciation for what we already have. This could mean reorganizing a space to make it more functional and pleasant, or simply appreciating the beauty of an object we already own. The idea is that true beauty and satisfaction come from within, not from acquiring more things. This philosophy of valuing small things teaches us to slow down and be present. Instead of constantly seeking the next big moment, we learn to find joy and fulfillment in the small things of daily life. This not only reduces stress, but also helps us live more consciously and intentionally. The appreciation of small things is a powerful practice that helps us live with more ease and satisfaction. Lesson 9. Real connection matters. More than things in the end, what truly matters in life? In Japanese minimalism, there is a deep understanding that human connections and experiences are more valuable than any material object. Japanese minimalism teaches us that true wealth lies in relationships and the experiences we share with others. Instead of spending time and energy accumulating material possessions, the focus is on cultivating genuine connections and meaningful moments. This not only brings more joy and satisfaction, but also creates a sense of purpose and belonging. Think about the most precious memories in your life. Chances are, many of them are tied to people and experiences, not objects. It could be a walk with friends, a family meal, or a moment of shared laughter. These are the things that truly stay with us and have a lasting impact on our well-being. In Japan, there is a practice called omotenashi, which refers to sincere hospitality and genuine care for others. This goes beyond simply being polite. It is a way to create deep, meaningful connections. When we welcome someone into our home, it's not just about offering food and drink, but about creating an environment where the person feels truly welcomed and valued. This philosophy can be applied in all areas of life. At work, for example, instead of focusing solely on results and productivity, we can cultivate supportive and collaborative relationships with colleagues. At home, instead of worrying about achieving a perfect appearance, we can focus on creating an environment where everyone feels comfortable and loved. The practice of kintsugi, the art of repairing broken ceramics with gold, is a beautiful symbol of this philosophy. Instead of hiding the cracks, they are highlighted and transformed into something beautiful. This teaches us that imperfections and challenges in relationships are not something to be avoided, but something to be valued and transformed into an important part of our story. Cultivating real connections also means being present and attentive in our daily interactions. This can be as simple as truly listening to someone when they're speaking, instead of thinking about the next thing we want to say, or spending quality time with those we love without distractions. These small actions can have a profound impact on the quality of our relationships and our own happiness. True wealth is not in the things we own, but in the connections we cultivate and the experiences we share. By focusing on people and moments, we can live more fully and meaningfully. After all, at the end of the day, it is these connections that truly matter. Each of these lessons has a powerful impact on how you handle your emotions and live your life. Choose one to start with and notice the difference. Now tell me, which of these lessons made the most sense to you? Comment below. I choose to live with ease. Thank you for staying with me until now. Remember, change starts with small steps. See you in the next video.